audio locked in. Let's roll it.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Gettin Cheezy with Van and Jeezy. I'm Van.
And I'm Jeezy.
New this week, kind of a crazy story. Dolphins defensive tackle Kendrick Norton had an arm amputated over the July 4th weekend.
What the actual fuck? What happened?
Car accident. Severe car accident.
See.
Article here from ESPN.com says Norton was cited with improper lane change due to him pulling out in front of another vehicle and making slight contact with it before crashing into a concrete barrier. Alcohol and drugs not suspected as a factor, so that's good.
That sucks. I mean, can you imagine you lose your arm, but then on top of it, you get a ticket?
That's the thing, too, is, he did get cited in the accident. His F-250 sideswiped a Maserati.
Oh.
So he has been hospitalized, obviously, went through at least 4 surgeries, many more on the way, hoping he can get a prosthetic afterwards. I mean, he's understanding of the situation. He says, realistically, it's not realistic. I'll be able to play football anymore, he says. So it's unfortunate, but one of the brighter sides, and really the thing that caught my eye with this article, is that they started a GoFundMe campaign and everything, for paying the bills, but actually the NFL is going to put the tab for it.
Yeah, I did hear that. 24/7 Sports said, according to a report by Cameron Wolfe of ESPN, the NFL informed Norton Tuesday morning that the league will cover all of his medical bills.
To me, I wonder if the NFL would have done the same thing if drugs and alcohol were involved. I say no.
It's hard to judge what they would do in that case. I mean, I would say the NFL probably would not. I'm not saying that that's my opinion one way or another if that's what they should have done, but I am saying that I think they probably would not have. The crazy part of it is, I mean, playing football, it's not like you could just go out there and have one arm as a tackle.
Who for the Seahawks has one hand? Griffin, right? Shaquem Griffin. Yep.
But, I mean, I think if he played that position, cornerback, if he was an elite quarterback, I think it would be possible to play that with one hand. Maybe. But the thing about one arm is it's just so tough for tackling.
It's pretty much impossible. But so he was originally drafted almost last. He was 242 overall. The last player the Panthers took in 2018 didn't make the roster, but spent most of the team on the practice squad. Late in the season, went to Miami, and he was on the roster for the final 2 games, but didn't play in either one. Another small bright side as well. This is the 247sports.com article again. Norton had been expected to compete for a spot on the roster and could still be a part of the team as he begins working towards normal life. If the Dolphins would like to do that, Norton could be placed on the non-football injury list for 2019, which would pay him all or a portion of his $495,000 salary. I guess this is similar to what the Steelers did with Ryan Shazier, who has been on the reserve/physically unable to perform list since he got that spinal contusion back in 2017. That's him paralyzed.
I mean, it would be nice that in good faith the Dolphins could hook him up, because obviously any injury that takes you out of work is significant, but losing an arm, I mean, you have to relearn your whole life in many ways.
It's a mixed bag. It's a sad story. Guy loses his arm and everything in an unfortunate accident. But it's also uplifting in terms of the NFL is still willing to help out, kind of make him part of that family. The Dolphins as well, hopefully, are able to also, keep him in the family and things like that. So sad story, but hopefully we end up with a bright spot at the end of it.
Kendrick Norton did go on his Instagram and post a thumbs up with his remaining hand, and he says, "I'm good. Thank you to everyone that checked on me. I'm good. Thanks for the prayers. To God be the glory."
Yeah, man. Also, not a text on our line or anything, but I got a Facebook message or comment, I guess, on the live video we did before the show here.
Oh, yeah? What'd you get?
Guy I work with, Chris, he asked, how was your Amazon Prime Day? Because in our Facebook live video, I panned my basement where there's a ton of Amazon boxes. Well, Chris, it was actually uneventful. I wanted to buy stuff. I didn't. These are leftover Amazon boxes from, being a fucking bum and leaving boxes in my house.
Prime Day in the Jeezy house consisted of making the decision to switch to Amazon Prime Video for at least a while and getting rid of Netflix.
Wow, that's a big step.
It is.
I can't make that commitment right now because Miss Van and I are still watching all of Forensic Files, and I don't want to miss out.
Forensic Files is on Amazon Prime.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, and they got some recent ones, too.
Oh, fuck.
Recent enough that they fill your full HD TV.
You're making me reconsider my life choices here. Okay, I'm not going to let this sidebar us much longer, but the last thing I'll say about Prime Day, though, is that Miss Van almost fucked up severely.
Fucked up how?
Now, good spirits,
I
good
like I
intentions,
like how this is starting.
good intentions,
It seems salacious.
good intentions.
Please continue.
I know your household policy on this, so I know you would be pleased with the effort. 48 rolls of toilet paper, $33.
Whoa, I love toilet paper. I consider 6 rolls left to be out of toilet paper in the house.
And so she sends me what she tells me what she's gonna get. She said, "It's cottonelle like you like." And I said, "But is it the one with aloe?" And then she said, "It's got the wavy ripples." I'm at work and I went, "Oh fuck you guys! She got the wrong fucking one." One of the guys at work is like, "That's the single ply shit." And I was like, "I know, I don't want the single ply shit."
I'm telling you, single ply has come a long way for the ones that have the ripples in them. Like when we were kids and you went to the bathroom and the toilet paper. Do you remember also from when you were a kid when you would buy a drawing book and it had tracing paper in it? Do you remember that?
Imagine
it was like
trying to wipe your ass with that.
you got what, like that super thin, not soft bullshit on a fucking roll. And the worst part of it was there were no tear lines. So you got this sloppy fucking tear. And then and because you just tear so fucking hard, the paper would sometimes jump back up into that stupid dispenser thing. And you're sitting there and you're wiping your ass. And the paper's horrible, and you can't. And then you got to struggle to find the paper again because you need more than one because the paper's too small.
Moral of the story, and we'll move on. She canceled the order just to be abundantly sure because I will not accept anything other than the cottonelle with aloe.
Wow, that's a man who knows what he likes.
That's law in this house. I didn't know this was a thing. ESPN has been putting out the NFL All Retirement Team.
Like a forever time or of the year?
I had the same question. No, again, from ESPN.com. The retirement team is composed of a player at each position who announced a retirement shortly before or after the conclusion of the 2018 season. It's a tribute to those who left the game in a better place than they found it.
I like the sound of that.
The thing that really got me here that I found was our boy Jordy Nelson. He's a receiver on here. Just quickly running over it, and you can tell me whether you think that they are warranted or not. Josh McCown, quarterback.
Yeah, he's fine.
Backups of Derek Anderson and E.J. Manuel. Jamal Charles.
Jamal Charles is an unbelievable beast when he was at his prime. That dude was so good.
Chris Johnson.
Chris Johnson was super good too.
He had a 2,006-yard season in 2009.
Yeah, he was good. Chris Johnson was good.
Backup of Jonathan Stewart. He was solid. Super solid.
Wasn't he over in your neck of the woods?
Sure was. Carolina Panther. This one's obvious, and there's no backup for it. Rob Gronkowski, tight end.
That makes perfect sense.
Receivers, Doug Baldwin.
I didn't realize he retired.
I think his was an injury thing, though, right? Jordy Nelson, our boy. Then you've got Jeremy Maclin and Dwayne Bowe.
Dwayne Bowe is not retired until now?
I guess not.
Whoa, Dwayne Bowe had a long, long career.
He was drafted in 2007, 23rd pick overall, went to Kansas City.
I always liked seeing the memes that said somewhere over Dwayne Bowe, and they would be different, but I always loved seeing those.
That's funny. Then quickly running through some other things here. Offensive lineman, Max Unger, Ryan Khalil, TJ Lang, go Packers.
Go Pack. Well, he didn't retire a Packer, but he was a Packer.
Andy Levitre, Jared Valdier. Some of these people I don't even know. Defensive line here, Julius Peppers.
Yay!
Another Packer / Panther. I would say he's a Panther at heart.
He was a Bear too, wasn't he?
He was number 2 overall. He played for UNC, was a good basketball player too, Anyways, Kyle Williams, defensive tackle. Haloti Nagata, tackle. Chris Long, defensive end.
Yeah.
Good job. Yep. Back up here, I don't care about. Brian Rakpo, outside linebacker.
Sounds like he's going to be working full-time on the cupcakes then.
The last line of his little paragraph here is, now he can focus on his cupcake side hustle.
Well, there you go. Thanks, ESPN.
Inside linebackers, Derek Johnson, Navarro Bowman. Defensive backs, Pac-Man Jones. Andre Hall, Vontae Davis, Alteran Werner, and kicker, Seabass.
I can't believe he's retired.
Number 17 overall to the Raiders in 2000. 436 career field goals, gets him 9th overall, tied with Jason Elam.
Wow.
Made at least one 57-yard kick in 6 of his 19 seasons. Anyways, that's pretty neat. I didn't know the NFL did that, and caught our eye because our boy Jordy Nelson's on it. So a lot of guys I didn't realize retired. A lot of guys I didn't realize were still playing. And that's all I have to say about that. So last week we also covered the strength of schedules for the NFC North, and this week Jeezy wanted to cover the AFC North.
So starting with the easiest schedule, also the team...
I'm going to interrupt you because I found a fun fact in here. Since I was born, only 4 teams have started 0-3 and made the postseason. The 92 Chargers, 95 Lions, 98 Bills, and 2018 Texans. I was born in 1990, by the way.
You're so old.
So from 1990 to 2010, 75.9% of the teams that started 3-0 made the playoffs. Those odds dropped to 55% for 2-1 teams and 23.3% for 1-2 teams.
That's super interesting that the first 3 games affect the rest of it.
Huge.
Anyway, with the easiest schedule, also Van's pick for the AFC North Division champion, the Cleveland Browns. They got a difficult rating of 88.0, 29th overall difficulty ranking, meaning they're one of the very, very easiest.
If they have this easy of a schedule, I think they're going to be fine running through the AFC North. Easiest stretch, they get to play the Bengals twice over the final 4 weeks of the season.
Their fellow divisional team.
Week 14, home against the Bengals. They go and they play the Cardinals and Ravens and then go back to Cincinnati to finish the season. That sounds fudging easy.
I mean, no game is a guaranteed win, but to have that at the end of your season, making that winner push, that's very fortunate for them, thus earning them a very easy schedule ranking.
Roughest stretch, weeks 3 to 8. Over 6 weeks, they'll have to play the Rams, at Ravens.
Yeah, going to Baltimore's tough.
At 49ers.
Okay.
Seahawks at home.
Seahawks should be solid.
Bye week, and then at Patriots.
I have no idea if the Patriots are going to be good.
I don't know.
Somebody should text us, email us, hit us on the hotline bling about what the Patriots are about next year.
Weird scheduling note. They're going to be playing in as many Monday night games this year as they've played in the past 10 years combined.
Wow.
They've only played in 2 Monday night games in the past 10 years.
Apparently, they've finally got enough talent that they're giving them some primetime television. I mean, I have to think that's got to factor into this, right? That's how it works.
It's all about revenue.
Yeah, exactly. You give prime time to teams you think can draw a big crowd.
Next on the list, Cincinnati Bengals. Take it easy.
Cincinnati Bengals, they have a schedule difficulty rating of 95.75, getting the 25th overall difficulty ranking.
My favorite part of their analysis here is the first line. When you're the Bengals, there aren't really any, quote, easy stretches on your schedule.
But Cincinnati does have 3 very winnable games starting in October. Week 5, they host the Cardinals. Week 6, the Bengals get the Ravens, which doesn't seem like an easy game until you realize that Cincy has won 8 of its past 11 against Baltimore. The stretch then ends in Week 7 with a home game against Jacksonville.
Now, don't forget, that might not be easy because now you got Nick Foles over there in Jacksonville.
That's true. They got rid of Blake Bortles. Maybe they're going to do something, the Jacksonville Jaguars. But I think Cincinnati may be probably the weakest team in the divisions. 6 of your games are against the other divisional teams, which I think I would probably pretty handily rank better than Cincy right now. It's going to be tough.
Bengals roughest stretch starts the season. They're opening against the Seahawks team that hasn't lost a home opener since 2008.
Wow.
After that, they get to play home against the 49ers. And then they go on the road to play against the Bills in their home opener. A week after that, they have to travel to Pittsburgh to play on Monday night. Another great quote from this one. If you've ever seen the Bengals play in a primetime, then you know why that's bad.
That continues. Things could get ugly for the Bengals early on in the season. Hopefully the Bengals will put more effort into their roughest stretch than they did into their schedule release video. And then they got fucking Cincinnati Bengal riding on a razor scooter. It's pretty ridiculous.
If you're a Bengals fan, that's really all you can get hyped for.
Razor scooters?
That's right. Next, we
got the Baltimore Ravens. Their schedule rating is 100.5. Coming in at 15th.
Easy stretch for the Ravens is 2 games, the first 2. They open at the Dolphins, and they play the Cardinals at home. And then week 3, they go to play the Chiefs.
Ooh, this is their roughest stretch.
It literally is week 3 to week 12.
At Chiefs week 3, Browns week 4, at Steelers week 5, and then they get the Bengals week 6, so they get a game there. At Seahawks week 7, then a bye in week 8.
They could probably take that bye week. They could probably win that one.
Patriots week 9, back to the Bengals. So that's another winnable game. Wow. Then the Texans, and then at the Rams.
It says, in that stretch, the Ravens will play both Super Bowl teams from last year and 4 teams that won their division last season.
Wow. That's pretty tough.
This says, too, as much as Cincinnati sucks, the Ravens are just 3-7 against them in the past 10 games.
That's surprising.
The Ravens won't get to play consecutive home or away games all season, making just the 4th time this has happened to a team since the NFL expanded to a 16-game schedule. The 85 Falcons, 91 Buccaneers, and 2012 Falcons.
Every week they're alternating whether they're home or away.
That's right.
That's weird. Oh well. Sorry, Ravens. Sorry, Baltimore. Number 1, Pittsburgh Steelers. Schedule difficulty rating, 100.75, so just a quarter point harder than the Ravens. Overall NFL schedule difficulty ranking, tied 13th.
Still not as hard as our weakest team.
Easiest stretch, if the Steelers are in the NFC North race heading into the final month of the season, they probably won't need a Christmas miracle to clinch the division, and that's because their easiest stretch comes in December. Starting week 14, Cardinals, Bills, at Jets. Also, a little interesting note here, it says that the Steelers as a team are 20-5 in their past 25 December games. So they're also a winner team. They get out there and get after it.
Their rough stretch is to start the season. They open up against the Patriots, who they've never beaten in New England.
Ever?
The Steelers open up against Tom Brady, who they've never beaten in New England.
So since Tom Brady was a starter, they've never beaten them in New England?
That's right.
That's crazy.
Then they go and they play the Seahawks in week 2.
Okay.
Week 3, they play in San Francisco, which normally I would say, but Ben Roethlisberger has never won in the Pacific time zone under Mike Tomlin. Big Ben is 0-5 on the Pacific time zone.
It says the only time they ever won out there is when Mike Vick was the starter under Tomlin.
Ooh.
Whoops.
I think my prediction still stands. The Browns take it with the Steelers coming second. I'll say Ravens third, Bengals last. And that's just how it's going to be.
I would chime in, but I think that's probably right.
Next,
I'm cheesing my way back to you, Van, with a burning cheese inside. It's the Packers section. So it has come to my attention, and apparently this already existed for some time, but Marquez Valdez-Scantling is training with Randy Moss. How come nobody told me this? Did you know that?
No. I hated Randy Moss for a long time.
Why?
Because of obvious reasons.
Okay.
Packers, Vikings, the wiping the football with his ass in front of the Packers fans, all that stuff. But once he started doing broadcast booth stuff, I was like, you know what? He's a good guy.
He's got a very humble upbringing. I think he's from West Virginia.
He's from, the mountains. He went to Marshall University.
He's proper country, came from nothing.
I actually saw a video earlier this week on Facebook of him, fishing in this thick-ass country accent, yeah, got one 5-pounder. I was like, what the fuck? That's Randy Moss.
Because he's only ever talking shit. You don't realize that he's just kind of just a country dude.
But what's he been doing with Marquez Valdez-Scantling?
Well, first off, MVS said, and I quote, couldn't ask for a better mentor, which I think is awesome. I think it's tremendous that he's really getting out there working with MVS. I think MVS is one of our rising stars. I think he and Equinemius St. Brown and Geronimo Allison coming up on his 3rd season, that could be a squad right there. Of course, Devontae Adams, arguably one of the best, if not the best, doing it right now. But anyway, here's the quote from MVS again. Still training with him now. We train Monday through Thursdays. He's teaching me the game. He's a 14-year Hall of Famer. Couldn't ask for a better mentor to go out and teach you how to be a great wide receiver. Thanks, Randy Moss.
Yeah, I'm stoked.
That's so good. I mean, it's just awesome. MVS is also kind of physically similar to Randy Moss. I think that's one of the things that not only is it awesome because Randy Moss is just, he's a legend of the football game, but he is a similar build. So there are things that I think he could learn that would be immediately applicable. Where, because, like Devontae Adams, amazing wide receiver, obviously, but he's not the same kind of receiver that MVS would be if he were to hit his prime. And a mentor like Randy Moss, I think, is more, at least built similarly physically to kind of give him that guidance.
When you got a guy like Randy Moss, you got a guy that can stretch the field.
Yeah, exactly.
That's one of the biggest things I remember about Randy Moss is he would just stretch the field, and it was so fucking frustrating.
Yes, it was. Absolutely frustrating.
One more cool thing that Randy Moss said as well. He told MVS, he said, just go out and do what you do well. Don't try and emulate anyone else. Don't try and go out and be like how he was. Just be you. That's the biggest thing he's taught.
That's Valdez-Scantling talking about what Moss is teaching him, but it's super good. I think this is an incredible opportunity for MVS. I think it's great for the Packers organization. And look, I've got to say there's been plenty of stories about how retiring players don't want to help the next group of young men succeed. They don't want to help with a lot of that stuff. There was a little bit of controversy even in Green Bay about Brett Favre and Rodgers and their relationship at that time.
But I think he's been removed enough from the game where it would be almost the same as if Brett Favre started mentoring someone right now. It's like they're a generation and a half removed.
But yeah, I thought that was awesome. I saw that and I was like, I need to know more. And it's just awesome to see that they're learning the game. So moving on, another story that I'd like to break here, coming from Lombardi Avenue, written by Freddie Boston. Aaron Rodgers misses the 99 Club in Madden 2020.
Damn it!
So for all of you Madden 2019, you would remember that Aaron Rodgers had a 99 ranking. Beast mode, GOAT, whatever term you want to use.
I mean, he still is, but...
Blemished in the eyes of EA Sports and Madden 20. He is not amongst those top players rated on there.
The 99 Club includes Aaron Donald.
Well-deserved 99 there.
DeAndre Hopkins.
I would say he's...
Also well-deserved. That dude does not drop the ball.
I was just trying to think of, is there a wide receiver that I would rank higher than DeAndre Hopkins?
No, not right now. The only other two I would consider would be Devontae Adams and Larry Fitzgerald, and no.
I mean, Larry Fitzgerald is an incredible talent. He's lost a step. His speed is not what it used to be, but he's still incredible, and he can use his size and his hands to just be open still all the time. I don't think he has the speed that DeAndre Hopkins has.
Next is Khalil Mack.
Obviously just a destroyer, a team destroyer on the defensive side.
And here's one that I don't get. Seahawks linebacker Bobby Wagner.
Yeah, Bobby Wagner is a really good linebacker. I don't know if I would give him a 99.
I'm not saying Rodgers earned a 99 last year either. I'm not saying there's anybody on the Packers who should have earned a 99 except for maybe David Bakhtiari. But I just don't see Bobby Wagner getting it. I don't know. I feel like 2 out of the 4 are really strong candidates. The other is like a, yeah, mostly. And then I just don't understand Bobby Wagner.
I thought it was interesting that the league MVP and the cover of Madden 20, Patrick Mahomes, who threw 50 touchdown passes, did not get the 99.
I'm just going to run through a list of the Madden cover players here because it's interesting to me. 1988 through 2000 were all pictures of John Madden getting older and fatter.
Oh my gosh.
01 Eddie George. 02 Dante Culpepper.
Wow, from the Vikings?
Yep. 03 Marshall Faulk.
Yeah, he was a beast.
04 Michael Vick. Michael Vick was a beast around then.
Yeah, that's true.
05 Ray Lewis. 06 Donovan McNabb. 07 Sean Alexander. I don't even know what happened to him. He faded out into nothing.
I can't even tell you who that is.
08 Vince Young. 09 Brett Favre. And the interesting thing was they put him on the cover in 09 and he had retired and he wasn't even in the game.
What?
I bought that one because I was like, oh, fuck, Brett Favre's on the cover. I got to get it. And Brett Favre's not even in the game.
And they had no online updates in 09.
Maybe they did, but I don't know. 2010 was strange. They did a dual Troy Polamalu and Larry Fitzgerald. 2011 Drew Brees.
Okay, yeah.
2012 Peyton Hillis.
Who is that?
Fullback for the Browns.
I guess. Fine.
Faded out into nothing. Madden cursed. 2013 Calvin Johnson.
Yeah, he was a beast.
2014, Barry Sanders.
That was the 25-year anniversary.
2015, Richard Sherman. 2016, OBJ.
Okay.
2017, Gronk. 2018, Brady. And they call it the GOAT edition, so fuck off.
Yeah, I saw that.
I mean, it's so fucking arrogant prick. 2019, Antonio Brown. And obviously 2020, Patrick Mahomes.
There it is.
That's it. That's all there is to it. Is that all we have?
That's all we had for Packers news.
I feel like that wasn't very much, but I mean...
I feel like that wasn't very much. I thought you were getting ready to say something else, and then you're just like...
I've lost it the past couple of weeks. I can't...
It's the Gossip Girl section!
OBJ can throw really far.
What?
Did you watch this video?
Yeah, I actually saw it on Twitter.
It's a video. I found it on usatoday.com. It's OBJ just whipping a football.
That form, though, I mean, he's not going to be able to throw that pass from the pocket.
No, he's just like winding the fuck up to do it.
And he like run jump throws.
It's like a punter after like how a punter flies through the air a little bit. Okay, another clarification too. Where they're practicing at UCLA, the practice fields are only 70 yards. So, you know, the video itself is like, you don't see the ball travel the whole way. But I'm not going to say it's fake, but you just don't see the ball travel the whole way. After it, OBJ comes out, puts a tweet, you know, retweets it or however the fuck that works, and says, man, where AR-12 and Pat 15 at? Tell them we need to have a throw-off.
And then, did you see Patrick Mahomes throw?
Yeah. If you haven't seen it, it's someone in like a helicopter, right? Filming practice.
If it's real, this shit is legendary. If you haven't seen it, Patrick Mahomes throws it from the field out into the stadium deck. The stat here says that the pass reached a height of roughly 86.7 yards. That's over 250 feet high.
So?
250 feet? That's like... How high is a story? 10 feet in a house? That's a 25-story building. Have you ever stood next to a 25-story building?
Yeah.
Have you ever thought, oh yeah, I could throw a ball on top of that 25-fucking-story building?
Every day of my life when I was like 6 years old, yeah.
You, sir, are an ass. And that is a complete lie. There is no one who gets up in the morning and grabs a football, which is heavy, it feels rough on my soft hands, and says, I'm going to throw this on top of a 25-story building. That's ridiculous. That's absurd. CBS Sports, this article, we've been kind of pulling some of the facts from here. They cite Bill Belichick fawning over Patrick Mahomes and his arm strength earlier in the season, and they've got the quote here from Belichick. He's got a great arm, got a fabulous arm, can throw the ball out of the stadium. Quoth the Belichick, nevermore.
The Twilight Zone.
Say it and it will be. That shit is ridiculous. Do you think we're going to see an Aaron Rodgers throw? Because it's got to be fucking nuts to outdo this. Odell Beckham's, it's pretty sensational to watch. But like this one where he throws it out of the stadium over 260 feet is absurd.
So I want to keep bringing it back to the Packers because I like the Packers a lot, way more than OBJ. The Miracle in Motown Miracle, Motor City Miracle, whatever you want to call it. Aaron Rodgers' Hail Mary to Richard Rodgers in 2015. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Someone put up all the stats. They ran through the entire physics of this thing, right? Aaron Rodgers, he releases the ball around the 35-yard line. Richard Rodgers is about 9 feet in the air when he catches it. Rodgers releases the ball with an arm angle of 61 degrees. It's in the air for 4.15 seconds. It went 68 yards down the field. Rodgers threw that ball at 57 miles an hour. At the peak, it got to 78 feet high. It almost hit the fucking scoreboard. 85 feet is the minimum amount of clearance for play, according to the NFL.
Wow.
So, equations, arc length, blah, blah, blah. This article figured it out, math, science, physics, says that the ball went a total of 105.5 yards.
Holy shit.
105.5 total yards, 68 linear yards. Now, where that stacks up with Patrick Mahomes throwing it literally out of the fucking stadium, I don't know. The one thing that's disappointing is that it's a helicopter, like, circling. It's like the ball is too small for it to catch up, like, and see, like, in finite resolution where exactly it went. But, like, you see him release the ball, and then you see a ball bouncing like in the concourse, and you're like, oh, okay, by like process of elimination, he must have thrown it from there to there.
Yeah, the video is not my favorite, honestly, but it is still super incredible to see that actually happen.
Quoth the Belichick. He's got an arm, he can throw it out of the stadium.
It's just crazy that he threw it like over the Chiefs sign. That's fucking ridiculous. It's really absurd.
I mean, that was our gossip section, talking about how far people can throw footballs.
That's gossip. It's cool gossip, but it's gossip.
It's really cool. I want fucking trick shots. This is what I want out of the damn Pro Bowl experience, right? They already do this shit, but with like B-list ass, like, oh, we're going to have Gronk do the quarterback challenge. No, I want to see this shit. I want to see, okay, here's Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady. Throw that ball as fucking far over the stadium as you can. Go.
Why not give him a rock and have him try and like, I bet you I could throw this rock all the way over this lake.
The only other thing I kept thinking too, the whole time I saw this Patrick Mahomes thing, I was like, that's fucking Uncle Rico.
I knew you were going to say it was Uncle Rico.
That's Uncle Rico.
You want to see me throw this over a mountain?
I used to be able to throw this thing about a quarter mile.
I knew without a doubt that you were going to bring up Uncle Rico at some point during this shit.
Well, here it is.
Here it fucking is.
I brought it. What are you going to do about it? Eat your fucking ham.
Oh, I hate ham.
Eat your ham, Tina. Eat your food, gosh. Let's move on to this interesting take section, which you found it, and I'm not sure, man. This seems... Ooh.
Well, we've talked about it a little bit in prior episodes, but the thing that's coming up, the thing that a lot of the leadership are talking about again, is the collective bargaining agreement. It's been reported the NFL wants a new collective bargaining agreement in place before the start of the 2019 regular season. The time is ticking.
That's what okay, when you posted this thing, and this is a 2-day-old article, you posted this thing and I saw the headline said, Commissioner confirms NFL wants new CBA by start of regular season. I don't know if you mentioned it, by the way, but this is an article from profootballtalk.nbcsports.com, written by Mike Florio. I read that headline and I went, well, that's not going to fucking happen.
I thought the same
By the start of the regular season, they got like a month and a half. You're not going to get that shit done in a month and a half. We're going to end up with a lockout.
Oh my gosh, for the 100th season, what a nightmare.
Apparently, we've been in this CBA for 8 years already.
I didn't know that. I read that too. 8 years. They quote Goodell, our intent is to make sure that we have a collective bargaining agreement. We've been in it for 8 years. It's worked very well, mainly for our fans, but also for our players and our clubs. And so we have the structure of a system that works quite well. We're continuing that dialogue. There are obviously changes we all want on both sides. And I think those are things that'll improve us and try to make the collective bargaining agreement continue to be successful for all the parties. And I hope we'll do that.
This is really easy to solve.
What's the solution?
Get rid of the overseas games because no one likes them.
Okay, fine.
Get rid of Thursday night games because no one likes them.
Yeah, I could get on that.
And let the players smoke weed. That's it. That's all you have to figure out. Just do those things, and the CBA will go smooth as fuck. It'll be fine.
Are the players really fighting to get rid of the overseas game? Those overseas games?
I don't know, but none of them like it. I'm not a player in the NFL, in case anybody doesn't know. But going 5 hours to London fucks up your time schedule. You're jet lagged to shit. You're spending however much time traveling. So you're on a short week as it is with all that. Gotta get your body prepared to play that game. It's just it's borderline dangerous to me.
I mean, I definitely would say it's significantly inconvenient.
If you're gonna do it in Canada or Mexico. Keep it in the same time zone where it's not like an unreasonable travel. I want to see some shit in Alaska. Expansion teams we were talking about a few weeks ago, the Bismarckese or whatever it was.
I fucking knew you were gonna say that. All right, keep going.
I want something like that, dude. I want to see him play a game in fucking Canada when there's wild penguins they have to shoo off the fucking field.
Are you sure there's penguins in Alaska?
I know where penguins live. They're my favorite animal.
They live in Alaska.
No, they don't. I was making a joke. So those three things I think would make a lot of players a lot happier. And I don't know what the league is wanting on their side, right? Like,
I'm going to read this whole paragraph here. Quote from Mike Florio. It nevertheless remains difficult to get an agreement fully negotiated and finalized by the time the Packers and Bears launch the season on September 5th. Rosters remain at 90 until August 30th, expanding dramatically the pool of employees who would have to vote on the CBA. Then comes a compressed window of days to sell the agreement to the newly formed rosters before kickoff. So until August 30th, these are 90-man rosters. And so that basically they have September 1st until September 5th to get a CBA accepted before the season starts. I mean, September 5th, I don't even know if that would count. I mean, it's an evening game, but...
Each team has a player representative and 3 alternates. Right now, we have Aaron Rodgers as our representative, Mason Crosby as our alternate number 1.
Those seem like the people to do it.
I think in addition to that, I would put Tramon Williams.
Yeah. He's a veteran.
And
you're not gonna jump at your boy?
I was gonna say David Bakhtiari.
I knew you were. I've been. I don't know what it is. We got a connection today, Van. I've been just like. I've been feeling it.
We've had a connection every day for the past 16 years.
That's why we share one brain.
I love you too. This article is also saying something along the lines of both sides are going to want changes, whether it's stadium credits or adjustment to gross revenue split. There's a lot of stuff like that we don't necessarily see, stuff that we don't care about. But I think wanting to get this done by the first game of the 2019 season is not reasonable.
How long have they been working on it? That was the one thing I couldn't find. It seems to me that they have generally a pretty short window to work on this stuff before it gets put on pause again. Because it's kind of like they've got from the time that the season ends till the time the season starts, which is not that long to get a consensus among that many people.
I'm looking through a handful of articles here, and they all say that the NFLPA should do their best not to overplay their hand because they kind of have an upper hand right now against the NFL. Dude, I don't know. It gets real in deep, and I'd really like to see more of the details and stuff. But right now, I don't take it seriously right now. You just don't have enough time. There's so much legality and shit to it. There's not enough time.
We'll keep an eye on it. We'll monitor it. I think that's the best we can do right now. But I do know that the weed thing is big. I know that's something we touched on a couple of times. In general, I think the discipline parts of the CBA may need some review. And then, like you said, the stadium credits, how gross revenue split works, all that stuff is important too.
We'll keep our eyes on it.
Well, thank you, everybody. You've been listening to Gettin Cheezy with Van and Jeezy.
I'm Van.
And I am Jeezy.
No one called and texted in today.
They hit us on Facebook, though. Shout out your boy. Who shouted?
Chris. That was Chris.
Thanks, Chris. You the best.
If he ever wants to come on and talk about the Jets, the Jets, Jets.
I'd like to talk about that. They got Le'Veon Bell and who's that? Sam Darnold is healthy. Come on, Chris. Come on by.
Don't forget, you can call or text 980-2-CHEESY, 980-224-3399. You can call or text that number at any time you want. Doesn't just have to be before a show. Whenever you want.
Hit us up. It'll make the show.
It sure will. Otherwise, you can always check us out on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, iTunes, Google Play Music, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, cheesypodcast.com,
SoundCloud,
and SoundCloud. Dang it. I don't have my flashcards again. I really need to tape one inside my laptop here so I don't forget.
That would be smart.
With that, thanks for listening, everybody. We'll catch you next time.
Thanks so much. Bye-bye.